What's up, everybody? I'm John Hoover. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Big week coming up at the University of Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley's going to kick off spring practice with a big press conference on Monday. Practice actually starts on Tuesday, and we'll hear from Lincoln Riley Tuesday, as well as Alex Grinch. Pro Day is Wednesday, plus more practice and media availability on Thursday. So yeah, next week is big. And yet all anybody wants to talk about, for some reason, is this high school kid out of Washington, D.C. Wonder why. Hey, if you want more videos like this, please consider subscribing to this channel and or hit that notifications bell so you'll be the first to know when a new video posts. Or click the like button, leave me a comment down below, and let's start a conversation. You can always follow me on Twitter at John E. Hoover, or go like and follow my professional Facebook page at John E. Hoover Media. Always fun stuff gets posted up there. Okay, let's get it. Lincoln Riley's going to talk to the media on Monday, 12 o'clock high, and that's always the official, unofficial kickoff of spring practice at OU when the head coach gets up with his presser. He's going to tell us about what players might miss the spring because of injuries or off-season surgeries. He's going to talk about what his expectations are for his two new assistant coaches, DeMarco Murray and Jamar Cain. He's going to talk about, what he's looking for in Alex Grinch's second spring after being, with his guys for a full year now. But listen, we all know the big issues at Oklahoma going into this spring. Number one, can the defense replace its three best players in Kenneth Murray, Neville Gallimore, and Parnell Motley? Listen, that's going to be tough. Actually, it's probably going to be impossible. Now, at defensive tackle, Oklahoma went the junior college route to replace Gallimore, signed the number one and the number two JUCO defensive tackle prospects in the country. You'd think, out of those two guys, Perrion Winfrey and Joshua Ellison, you'd think that you could get at least one that might replace some of Neville's impact at nose guard. OU also needs to replace, don't forget, Marquez Overton, Dylan Fa'amatau up front, as well as Kenneth Mann, who finished his senior year injured. So yeah, really big shoes to fill up front for the Sooners. Now, Motley's going to be tough to replace just because he was literally at the bottom. The dude got benched early in his career, and he had to work his way back up. He ended up remaking himself into a very good college cornerback. So whoever steps in next is not going to have that kind of hard knocks experience behind him. And I think stuff like that matters. I think stuff like that builds tenacity, it builds character, and that's not just the kind of thing that grows on trees anymore. So, then again, if you think about it, Jaden Davis is projected to be Motley's replacement. Remember, by the end of the year last year, Sooners were down to Motley, Trey Brown, and Davis. And the way Davis played against Justin Jefferson and the rest of those LSU receivers in the playoff game could go one of two ways. It could absolutely destroy his confidence. I mean, we've seen that happen time and time again to OU cornerbacks over the last 8 years or so. Or it could be exactly what I'm talking about, the kind of adversity that a young player puts in his pocket and builds on. If Davis is motivated by what happened during his freshman year and gets better from it, I think he'll be fine. It's Kenneth Murray's middle linebacker spot where I really see Alex Grinch and Brian Odom having a hard time finding a replacement. And now that's not an indictment on Deshaun White, who I think is going to probably, he's going to be the guy to fill that spot. Murray came in as a natural outside linebacker, remember, but they needed him to play Mike. So Deshaun White came in as a middle linebacker, but by the time Deshaun White was ready to play, Kenneth Murray had grown into a pretty good middle linebacker. So Deshaun White had to start his career playing outside. Now he should be able to slide over. It's not going to be a big thing for him. He's not as athletic as Kenneth Murray. He's not quite as big, not quite as fast. I don't know if he's as, singularly focused as Kenneth Murray. Frankly, I don't know if anyone is anywhere. But I don't think we have any reason to believe that Deshaun White can't do it. I think for the most part, he played very well as a young player last year, and he's got a bright future, as I said. But let's also be honest. He's probably not going to be drafted in the first round. Kenneth Murray probably will. The key for me at middle linebacker, at linebacker in general, is Caleb Kelly staying healthy and regaining that fire that he had at the end of his junior year. Not that he didn't have it last year, but you know how it is. You take a year off, you come off a major injury. It just takes time. So to jump back into the lineup and be impactful like he was, Caleb Kelly needed time. Now he's had that time. That was last year. So this spring could be really big for Caleb Kelly. And then number two, over on offense, we're going to presume that Spencer Rattler beats out Tanner Mordecai for the starting quarterback job. We're going to presume that Charleston Rambo or Jaden Hazelwood or Theo Weiss or maybe Theo Howard or maybe Marvin Mims or somebody can become at some point the next CeeDee Lamb or the next Marquise Brown or the next D.D. Westbrook. They're going to have to get somebody to step up. We're going to presume also that Kennedy Brooks and Trey Brown are going to be healthy enough to get back to being a really good 1-2 punch next year. Listen, I know it's boring, but for me, what really needs to happen at OU for the offense this spring practice is to get that offensive line better across the board. Get back in the lab, spend some quality time with Bill Bedenbaugh, watch some film, keep building that chemistry. Keep getting stronger. Maybe guys develop that, that killer mentality that guys like Orlando Brown had, Ben Powers had, Cody Ford had in abundance. So that's two key elements that Oklahoma can really spend spring practice developing that I think will make a huge difference next year. Identifying that next group of players behind the stars on defense, and then really, really shoring up the offensive line on offense. And don't let anybody tell you that spring practice is stupid or a waste of time or just a bunch of hype. I hear that. No, this is the time right now when teams have to look in the mirror and find a way to turn their weaknesses into strengths. Okay, so now let's get to why you're all here. Caleb Williams, the 5-star quarterback prospect, is taking right now his unofficial visit to Oklahoma this weekend. So Lincoln Riley and his crew obviously want to put their best foot forward. Yesterday, Thursday, Caleb tweeted, quote, "OU, I'm coming," with an airplane emoji. So it's already started. He's on campus. He's checking it out. He's looking at his future. Caleb Williams, 6'2", 210, dual threat quarterback from Gonzaga College. That's the name of his high school in Washington, D.C. He's the top-ranked dual threat quarterback in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. He's the highest-ranked uncommitted quarterback left in the 2021 class. And he's the highest-ranked player to come out of the Mid-Atlantic region in more than a decade, according to 24/7 Sports. How about that? If you haven't seen his highlights, go check him out when you're done here. He's what you'd expect. He's fast. He's smart with the football. He's got a big arm, but maybe not quite the electric arm talent of a Spencer Rattler. By all reports, the kid is motivated. He's driven. He's a perfectionist. And he's his own biggest critic, which is what you want out of your quarterback. Guy's got very high standards for himself. Now, here's the thing. A lot of recruiting experts like 24/7's Steve Wiltfong are predicting that Caleb Williams will end up at Oklahoma. Rivals ranks him as a 5-star and says he's the number 1 dual-threat quarterback in the country. The Rivals guys predict that there will be no commitment news out of this week's visit, but Rivals guys also forecast that he's going to end up at OU. So, just so you'll know, the kid's offer list is very impressive. Oklahoma, LSU, Penn State, Oregon, Clemson, and Maryland, his hometown school. He also lists Alabama, who's already got a commit in the 2021 class, so we'll see. That's it for today. Remember, if you like this video, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, or share it on social media. Also, please go find me on Twitter at John E. Hoover and on Facebook at John E. Hoover Media. Thanks for watching. See you guys.